Hey YouTube, it's me. It's been about 9 months since my last video. I have a bit of a treat today. I am not in the Chrysler. I am not in California. I am not even in Pacific time zone. I am in Dallas, Texas, 53 years after the assassination of JFK, and I am about to see Dealey Plaza for the very first time. If my map is correct, this is Houston Street. I'm going to make a right on Houston. I should be facing the Texas School Book Depository building. There it is. I can see it from here. And this is the route that JFK took on that fateful day, November 22nd, 1963. So I'm heading north on Houston. This is Dealey Plaza right now. I am passing Main, which is where they were initially scheduled to turn, and I'm going to turn on Elm, which is a greater than 90-degree turn. The Texas School Book Depository is right in front of me. You could throw a baseball out the window and hit this car right now. Many people think that if Oswald was really the shooter and was really sitting up there, he would have taken a shot in this part I've been narrating, because the car was coming directly towards him. My personal view is that everyone in that limousine, which was 6 people, everyone in the follow-up car would all be looking directly at the sniper's perch. He would have got off one shot, and they would have all known exactly where the shooting came from. Also, you got a windshield here, which would be in the way. There were 2 rows of people in front of the rear seat passengers, which was the presumed target, President Kennedy. During his parade, I'm sure they had a little better traffic control than I have now, but I am turning on Elm. I'm directly in front of the School Book Depository building. The car made a very slow turn. People have commented on that, but in reading Clint Hill's memoirs, and now we're under the triple overpass. So from the time I commenced that turn until just now was how far he drove. The constant comments by people who have been here of how small Dealey Plaza is cannot be overemphasized. It's not even a city block. It's about a half or a quarter of a block. I'm going to pull over, find some parking, and I am going to take a foot tour of the area. This happens to be a hobby of mine. I'm going to circle around and take some video of the plaza itself. I will check in soon. Thanks. Hey, it's me again. I'm outside of Dealey Plaza. Let's get the lay of the land here. This is where Abraham Zapruder was standing, filming the motorcade coming down here. That's the grassy knoll. It's about 40 feet away from him. That's the railway fence, and then the railway yard was on the other side of that. That's the Texas School Book Depository building. So as you can see, they're all on the same side of the street, which wasn't always clear to me. The sign that was in the way has been moved, but if you recall from the Zapruder film, the limo came out from behind a sign right about when the second shot, the first shot that connected, hit President Kennedy in the throat. So this is the pergola that's on the same side of the street. That's the 6th story window up there, and that is Dealey Plaza. That's how big it is, or how small it is. I mean, it is not even a block long or a block wide. That's Elm going under the triple underpass right there. Me again, Zapruder's perch. There's the spot in the road where the final shot was. That is 88 yards from the window. up there. I couldn't see it when I was driving. I, for some reason, thought it was in the far lane, but it is in the center lane. X marks the spot. Kind of cryptic reminder of what happened here 53 years ago. I'm gonna go see the museum. Me again. 7th floor of the Texas School Book Depository building. 7th floor window. So the car ride, that is Houston. They made a very tight left onto Elm, and then you can just barely see it. The red car is next to it. Now was where the headshot was. 88 yards. I am not the greatest rifle shot in the world. That is definitely a doable shot. The car is moving straight away from you, straight away from the window in an almost perfect line away from the window. It is not running parallel to the front of the building, so there's no tracking from when it emerges from these trees up until past the X. The car is moving straight away. That is definitely a doable shot. That is not far at all. Me again. I'm in Dallas still. Dealey Plaza to be exact. Actually behind the railway fence. So again, let's get a lay of the land here. That's the grassy knoll. Right over there behind those cardboard things is where Abraham Zapruder was standing when he filmed the most famous home movie in history, and that X right behind the Grizzly Adams looking guy with the green t-shirt in the center lane is the location of the headshot. So watch that silver car. There is where, if the grassy knoll people are to be believed, somebody pulled off one of the greatest deflection shots in history. It's approaching a 90-degree deflection shot, and of course a miss in that direction hits Jackie, who we know didn't get hit. So if the person was shooting across the car, that puts Jackie in the line of fire. Governor Connolly, who received wounds, was in the line of fire if the shots were coming from up there. That's the Texas School Book Depository building. This is Elm. That's the triple overpass. So there used to be a freeway sign about where that lamppost is. That's what the limousine comes out from behind, maybe a little closer than the lamppost. That's where the limousine comes out on the Zapruder film. And a couple of frames later, President Kennedy reacts to the throat wound. So up in the museum, they place a witness right there who heard 3 shots, and that witness did not mention that there was a guy standing 5 feet away with a rifle. I have some familiarity with shooting, and I can tell you that even if you were stone cold deaf, if someone fired a rifle, something like a .223 or a .221 Fireball, even the Remington bolt-action pistol that some claim was used, you can feel that like someone hitting you probably within 10 feet or so. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I think that the Secret Service agent accidentally shooting an AR-15 is ridiculous, because there were 9 people in that chase car, and every one of them would have known that that rifle went off, and none of them talked, none of them knowing whether a .223 slug was going to get dug out of JFK or a witness or the car. I just don't buy that 9 guys flushed their careers, or potentially flushed their careers, just to protect somebody they work with. So anyway, this is the grassy knoll area of Dealey Plaza. Again, kind of interesting. I've never seen anybody give the lay of the land. Never seen anybody give the lay of the land before. But as you can see, the Texas School Book Depository building, Abraham Zapruder, and the grassy knoll, all on the same side of the street, and all within probably 90 yards of each other. I know that it's 88 yards from the 6th floor corner window to that X right there. It's 88 yards to the last shot. So maybe another 20 yards to this place. And Zapruder, I mean, was right there. He's right where that guy's standing in the red shirt. That's where he filmed from, on that plinth. So anyway, that's my tour of Dealey Plaza, and those are my thoughts on the one and only assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, who was the only person shooting that day, certainly the only person that connected with the president that day, based on all of the forensic and other evidence. There are some eyewitnesses who had some difficulty acoustically pointing to where the shots came from, but I will note that most people are not familiar with gunfire, and it's extremely difficult to pinpoint gunfire in what's basically a man-made canyon here. Of all the people who thought they knew where the shots came from, slightly over half thought they came from the Texas School Book Depository building. Slightly less than half thought they came from this area, but only one or two witnesses thought that shots came from two different directions. Now, as hard as it is to pinpoint where it is coming from, it's much easier to tell that there are two shots or that there are not two different guns firing. So I think that's telling. I don't hear that very often in the discussions. So before I shut down, X marks the spot of the fatal headshot. That black car is over it right now, and that's the Texas School Book Depository building. Guy in the red shirt is where Abraham Zapruder was filming, and that's the triple underpass where there's overhead cover there. So that's the direction the limousine took off to Park Lane Hospital. More later from Dallas. I hope this is informative. Signing off. Me again. Dallas, Texas. Across the plaza from all the interesting stuff. So what do we got here? We're across Elm from the 6th floor window, which is where Oswald killed the president from. You can see the windows open there. There's the first X, the location of the first shot. And because of the glare, you can't really see the second one, but it's about where those people are. There's a guy standing right next to Abraham Zapruder's plinth. There's the railway fence and the grassy knoll right there where the shots did not come from. So let's watch a car go by. Okay, silver Suburban, bam, first shot. And bam, third shot, and gone. And the location of that third shot, there's a guy standing on it right now with two people. Kind of a ghoulish pastime to stand on that X and get a picture taken, but see a guy up there in a black shirt on the grassy knoll. That is an extremely difficult rifle shot right there, considering that if you miss, you hit Jackie or people over here who are visible in Zapruder's film. So anyway, that's my take from the other side of the street. Location of the shooter, 6th floor. Location of the most famous home movie in American history. First shot, third shot, grassy knoll, triple underpass. The bus is running over it right now is where the third shot was. 88 yards to that window.